the Live 360 notification made you laugh?
David arrived at home.
That's not what it said.
Oh, I thought
It said
that's
don't
it.
miss out. I'm Melissa.
I'm Jillian.
And I'm David.
And on this episode of Disabled Disney for Vlogust, we are talking our Downtown Disney overview. We went to Downtown Disney just for one day, just to go, call us crazy, but
We're crazy.
Mm-hmm. So after, the stay-at-home statewide order, and then us getting coronavirus and being actually quarantined, and all this staying at home, we needed to get out and do something. Even though we couldn't actually go into Disneyland, which was so sad.
Yeah, and then I got up to the.
Okay, so it is August 3rd, Monday, and it's just a little after 12 p.m. Here at Disneyland. There's some people out here, but for the most part, as you can tell, it is completely empty and no one trying to get into the park because it's closed. Oh my god, I almost cried.
I cried.
But we could see the train station. We could see the top of Space Mountain. We could see the top of the Matterhorn. We could see
Guardians
of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. We could see part of the show building for Soarin', and we could see we could see a good amount of the show building for Indiana Jones.
It was just really sad seeing it closed. And they had security people out there watching, so nobody walked up to the gates. They had Disneyland's gates roped off, so you couldn't even go over there.
But you could walk right up to the California Adventure gates.
Yep, but they still have security people out there.
I guess they figured that people were going to be more likely to try to break into Disneyland than California Adventure.
I don't know.
See, so even Disneyland security knows that Disneyland is a better park than California Adventure.
Anyway, so we got up. We got on the art bus.
And part of the mountain range for Cars Land, we could see that too.
Yeah. The tail fins.
Yep.
So we got on the art bus in the morning from our hotel. We get to Disneyland because it was able to drop us off at Disneyland in the transportation center.
There was no buses in there whatsoever.
Just ours. Our little old lonely bus.
And when we got dropped off, us three were the only ones on the bus.
And when the driver told us that they've had nobody riding the art bus. The drivers are pretty much driving around all day in an empty bus. Our driver, when we left, wasn't even really sure what route he had. But
he was like, no. I'm like, your bus says Harbor. I'm like, it says Harbor.
They've gotten so used to really not even picking anybody up. They don't even know what line they're driving anymore.
And he's like, well, wait. Which hotel are you at? And we told him. He was like, I can take you over there. That's fine.
He's like, I don't care. You're giving me something to do.
He's like, there's nobody else here, so get on the bus.
It was so sad. So they now have security funneled to where everything is fenced off. You can only go certain ways. used to be you just walk in and go up to where the metal detectors were. Now they have it fenced to where you have to funnel back around.
Go all the way up to where the first stop is, or the first bus is, and then come in, like for spot 1, and then go across over and then come back.
Come funnel in that way. And then they have the first tent they have is
temperature screenings.
Your temperature screening. Their second tent that they have.
Well, temperature screening and checking to make sure your mask meets the requirements.
Right. So the security guard. So David had one with the valves, and they just started this. No more valve masks at Disney. Disney has taken that away as well. So no gaiters and no valve masks. He had a valve mask. Luckily, we had extras. But he did say that they had some guest service people with masks if you didn't have backup. But we did. So
I was wearing something like this, so I just got to walk through without saying
make
something.
sure you are making sure your masks meet Disney standards. So it has to loop around the ear. Have 2 layers of cloth and not be a gaiter, not be a valve mask. So has to come under your chin, go over your nose. I'm trying to think what else. But so double check that. The drug sniffing dog has a tent of his own now.
Yes.
So the next tent was the drug sniffing dog.
So, okay. You guys get to do what you guys had to do with that. I get to do mine. Because I got to go through all of that by myself.
So she took off ahead of us to go get the bags checked.
Because Dad told me to.
I told her to because of the fact that I thought it was going to take a lot longer for her to get through than it did.
Okay.
Alright.
And so she ran off and we were separate. So we went through separate.
Alright. So I was getting ready to walk up there and there was a security guard sitting there and he looks at me and he goes, alright, here's what I want you to do. He's like, the one that's on your back, take it off, hold him down by your side, and just walk through. And I was like, okay. I was like, this is weird. So I started to walk through, and when the dog started to come around me, I started to slow down a little bit, and she's like, no, just keep coming. Just keep coming. I was like, okay. This is weird.
That's because the dog's either going to signal or not.
So I walked through, and I got up to the cast member that was checking the bags, and I unzipped everything. And then she's like, lay him down and I'll take him from you. I was like, okay. And I was like, and then she's like, here's what I want you to do next. Anything in your pockets, take it out, hold it up to your chest, and walk through the metal detector. It's like, oh, okay. So I did. I got handed the bags back from the cast member behind there, and I was standing and waiting for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so...
Ignoring your phone.
Yeah, because we were calling you to get the other mask, another disposable mask for Daddy. Because I only had that other mask, but it ended up being fine. So he was told just to push me through and keep pushing, which I get scared anytime little paws get near my wheelchair, because I'm always afraid we're going to run them over. Or little kids, little paws, anything little. And he was walking up, sniffing us, which is fine. I just get like, we're going to run him over. But we didn't. And they said, just keep walking.
It's fine.
And just keep pushing.
It's
so
fine.
he just pushed me through. So we get up to the gate, and of course I'm in the wheelchair, so they have me get wheeled around because I can't go through the metal detector because it's going to go off. Number 1. Number 2, it's not wide enough for the wheelchair. Okay. So, and they had him take everything out of his pockets and do the same thing. Hold him up like this and walk through the metal detector. They checked my little purse I had, and then we were through. It took us no time because there was nobody else there but us. At that point in time, coming through that entrance. There was a ton of people coming through the parking entrance for Downtown Disney. But coming from the Disneyland entrance, there was nobody.
And, another way to look at it was, out of everybody there, only one person got stopped by security, and that was me.
And that was because it was mask. Because the guy's like, oh, you can't wear that mask in, do you have
He's like,
another one?
He's like, hey, well, he starts off with, hey, how you doing? I was like, hey,
Yeah,
how
he
you
was-
doing?
he was
And
being
so
real
I'm like
nice
trying,
about it, real
I'm trying
friendly,
the small
like-
talk with him, and he's like, looking at
your
me like,
mask. Can't.
like trying to be very polite about not interrupting me, but he's like, here's the thing.
He was really nice.
the policy just changed. I'm sorry on this. We just got told this, but you can't wear that mask because of the
Valves.
the valve filter on it. He's like, so they have spare ones over there. You can go talk to that person right over there in guest relations, and they'll give you one of the disposable masks. I'm like, oh, no, I'm like, you
I was
got
like,
a spare
no,
one.
I've got extras. We'll be okay.
And so then I
we
call in
switched it
Jillian
out.
to go, hey, you need to bring me a mask. And of course, she didn't answer her phone.
But
She
I
never
had
answers her phone when I
had
call her.
an extra one in my backpack, so I handed it to him, and he was good to go.
When she
and-
says backpack, she means purse.
well, my little it's a lounge fly mini backpack, so it's a backpack.
It's
yeah,
a purse.
it's my purse. So, but yeah, I had it in my lounge fly back. So yeah, we get through, and then we're just walking up there, and there's a few people trickling around, staring into the empty parks, talking to the security guards that are out there. But it was like, I was just like, there is nobody here. Like, I've never been able to like look and like see like nobody. Like there was like nobody there.
Gates
Like-
It
were
was so
closed.
sad.
Like, we were at the star in the middle of the two parks, and we turned and looked towards Disneyland, and you could clearly see the Mickey flower display.
Yeah, you could see the Mickey topiaries. I mean, there
You
was
could see part of Main Street from the
nobody
tunnels.
there. If you're standing in the right
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah, but
you can kind of see in
When
and
we were
down.
walking past it, I looked and you
But
could see parts of
There
Main
was
Street.
nobody there. Nobody going in. Nobody coming out. Like, and it
Nobody
was
milling
quiet.
around.
Oh, I mean, the music was going. The normal Disney, songs and music, but it
But
was.
there's nobody talking, nobody
It was
screaming,
like
no noise.
it was so quiet. Like,
nobody rushing past you to try to be the first person through the gate. Of course, it was noon, so there were
I
somewhere
mean,
around noon.
normally, yeah, it was a little afternoon. But normally when we normally do get to the parks about that time, honestly, because we're not early risers. And yeah, we normally have a little bit of a wait to get in, but there was nobody there. I have never been through Disney security so fast, ever.
I have once.
One time when you were running to the car for something and you had no bags.
No. I was with Haley.
And had no
Well-
bags.
Well, yeah, but I was with Haley.
That was years ago, before they really got super, super strict. But anyway, it was like, oh my God, there was nobody there. And
I think back then, when you're talking about Disney security check was, yeah, that outfit's okay for in the park.
no, I think they were still checking bags at that point in time, but it wasn't.
Oh yeah, to make sure that you weren't bringing in glass
Right.
or
It wasn't like as strict as it is now.
glass or something else, unless it was baby food.
Right.
There was something else they were looking for. Oh, weapons
Yeah.
or alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't bring in weapons, alcohol, or glass at that point in time.
You still can't. But
There's
there's
So-
less stuff you can bring in now, like selfie sticks, even tripods that extend up.
If it
further
extends further up,
Then
you
it
can't bring it in.
extends down.
You can't
You
bring
can't
it in.
bring it in. It's considered. I didn't even know my tripod did that. Okay.
We're like, no, you see, look, it's a tripod, and he goes, it's a selfie
I was
stick.
like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize
All
that.
three of us were like, what?
It does that?
I mean, I knew it went up a little bit, but I didn't know it went up that far.
Like, because we moved it up a little bit once, and it was like, oh, that's
Okay,
weird.
so yeah,
It moves up a little bit.
But
Okay. He like
I was
pulls
thinking-
it out. I was like,
I was like, that would
I
make
know
it way
it's
top heavy.
I don't know. But,
And when we bought it, it said tripod.
yeah. I bought it because it said it
It
was a
didn't.
tripod.
It did not say selfie stick. It said tripod.
So, anyway, yeah, I don't think we've ever been through Disney security that fast, honestly. Even with the added stuff of the temperature check. And they've always had the dogs walking around sniffing at people when they walk in. They've had those for years now.
But normally they like walk through the line, not necessarily up where...
Right, so now it has its own tent, and he's nice. The doggy is nice, and the floor is covered, and so he's not walking his feet on the hot concrete. Yeah. The puppy dogs. Anyway.
I
don't
the
think they're
vest that says,
puppies,
do
though.
not pet. I'm working.
Right, because it's a police dog. Anyway, so we get past there, and we're just like,
I want to go in there.
It was so sad.
Where's the security guard that looks like John Candy?
Yeah,
Think Vacation, the first one.
I still
And then
don't
you'll
know
get the joke if you didn't already get the joke.
I still don't know what they're talking about. They've explained it like 60 times.
We'll have to show you Vacation.
Yeah, we'll have to show you that scene. Holiday Road.
We walk past there and start getting into
Get to the
downtown
flower
Disney.
fountain.
And there's more people there. It's not super busy by any means, but there's more people. And then we're walking past there and we were hungry, we were going to have lunch first. And so they had a queue line. Nobody does lines like Disney. Am I right?
Except for maybe the British. The British know how to queue as well. They even spell it with extra letters. They put extra letters in queue.
Why? It doesn't need the extra letter.
Literally, though, nobody knows how to corral people and make a line like Disney does. So they had the line set up for the World of Disney store, and there was only a few people in it, but we were like, okay, we got to go eat. We're hungry. So we skip World of Disney, and we're walking down through downtown Disney, and I always forget how big it is until I'm there. Downtown Disney's actually pretty big.
We're staring at the Lego store, and it's like,
we're like walking past all the shops. I'm like, wait
okay,
a minute.
It's like,
where's
okay,
Earl's?
there's the monorail tracks. That's got to be the end of it. Where's
Right?
Earl of Sandwich?
nope.
Earl's Sandwich is all the way at the other end, which I forgot. So that's where we went.
The Disneyland Hotel.
It's all the way down at the other end. So we walk all the way down.
Well, Dad and I walk.
I'm sorry I was in the wheelchair. I can't walk that far.
That's how she rolls.
And now I've got the Florida Georgia line song in my
This
head.
is how we roll.
On four wheels.
Anyway, so we get down there and we get in line and we decide on our food. And the way they're doing food is, and I don't know if it was like this before or not.
Because this was our first time there.
Yeah, we don't normally eat in downtown Disney. We save our Disney food money for inside the park. So we don't normally eat in downtown Disney. So
I think we've eaten at one or two places in downtown Disney. And that's
we
it.
did the
I think
Crazy
it's
Shakes last
3 now.
year.
Black Tap.
Black Tap for the Crazy Shakes. And yeah, that was the only one before we had eaten that before this trip. So we and that was just for the Crazy Shake because I
Right.
wanted the cake shake.
Right, and that was because of the fact that somebody on YouTube did a blog about it. I don't remember who it was.
And I wanted to try the cake shake, and the only way to get it was to dine inside, so that's what we did.
It was pretty good, though.
I will link that video up here.
I forgot we did a video on that.
Anyway, so we get down there, we get in line. Of course, there are stickers on the floor saying, "Stand here, stand here." For social distancing.
The
Can I
problem
interrupt really quickly?
hold on. The problem I have with the way this Disney did what they could do as far as social distancing people, but some of the people, it's like, okay, obviously if you're supposed to stand here, that's where they want you to stand. Not be stretched out through that whole space from one end to the other.
There would be like a party of 3, and like one of them would be standing on the line, one of them would be kind of in front and like to the side and over here, and one of them would be like to the back.
It's like there was a couple of times we're standing in line and the person, one of the people who is in the group in front of us is standing like 6 inches in front of us. It's like,
Not
not up
and
there
it's
with the
not
rest of their
6
party.
feet. None of the lines are 6 feet. They're more like 2 or 3.
No, they're right at 6 feet apart. But
The lines are, but you can't expect people to be like. The lines
unless they're standing, unless everybody's standing directly on those lines, you're not going to be 6 feet apart.
Right. So, but the point is, some people are more cognizant of where they're standing than others.
And they've got on all of the concrete benches that go around the
They have
the
don't
flower board.
sit here.
Yeah, they have don't sit here. Well, I was sitting there on one of those while they were in the Disney store for the second time.
That's later.
I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden they come over, and one lady in this party sits down in the middle of the section that is, there's no, that's obviously the you sit here part. While everybody else lined up next to her, where I'm sitting there on the far end of my end, and I've got somebody who I could just reach out and touch that's part of their party. Because they sat all the way across the don't sit here line. I'm like going, they're not doing a very good job of social distancing on this, because, some of the people are not taking it seriously. And this is not the way I've heard things are going in Disney World.
Actually, I have heard there is issues with that. Depends on who you talk to and depends on the situation, but I have heard there have been issues with social distancing.
And I will tell you this, everything that I've heard about cast members going, hey, I need you to make sure your mask is in place.
They are doing that.
They are doing that.
Because he was sitting there.
I was sitting there. I was drinking my water. Which, if you're sitting down,
or standing still, completely still, not moving,
and over out of the way, you can't be in the
middle lane of traffic.
You can't be standing in the middle of the traffic. So I was sitting there in one of the spots where you can take off your mask to be drinking something or eating something. I got a text message from my boss. So I put my water down and was responding to his text message, and the security guard just happened to be walking by, and it's like,
so he saw him sitting there on the phone, no mask on.
And it's like I've got it hanging from one ear, right? And so I'm responding to this text and I'm concentrating onto this, and apparently he tried to get my attention 3 times before he actually walked up and stood right in front of me and was like, "Sir." I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "I need you to put your mask on." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "I just need you to put your mask on." I'm like, "Okay." So I put my mask back on, finished the text message, looked to see where he was at, and he had wandered off. So I was like, "Okay, so I can take my mask back off and go back to drinking my water."
So they are doing that for sure. And people that are either eating, because there was a family that was walking by eating churros from the churro cart, and they made them stop
and go sit
down to eat their churros, because you can't be eating or drinking while walking anymore. It used to be you could, but people abused that, so now it's a no-go. So anyway, so we go down.
This is why you follow instructions, so you don't mess it up for everyone else.
Yeah, don't be that person.
Or
so we
people.
go down, we go through line, and the way they're doing it, and I don't know if they're doing this before or not, but you order their food, they give you the little buzzy thing.
That lets you know your table's ready at Olive Garden or Red Lobster.
And then you go down and you pay, and then you go outside and get a table, and then when
you walk around the building to the other side to get your drink, and then
you can't eat inside right now in California. It's only outside, so you have to go to the outdoor patio to eat. There's all the seats, all the tables inside were blocked off in some way. And all the tables outside weren't close together like they normally are. They were pretty far apart.
So they only had maybe a dozen tables in there, I think.
Yeah, something like it wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah. So there was not very many tables on that patio.
And then when the buzzy thing went off, you went up and got your food from the end counter. And then they hand it to you all bagged up in a bag, and they just hand you your bag of food.
And if you get a frozen lemonade or something, they'll hand you that too.
Well, yeah, because we got a frozen lemonade.
That's how we know.
But so then we went out and we ate, and then we got up and we went on our look for our Earl of Sandwich video that will be coming up. And so we got up, we went out. They had this like Disneyland painted wall that they put up where the Mickey 90th that's how Mickey's standing in the in the painting.
And Minnie's doing this.
And that they did, so we went and took a picture of it and took our picture in front of it. And then I had to go to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom.
And the funny thing is I was taking a photo of them in front of it.
And then I did one of these of all of us.
Selfie of us.
So, and then I went to the bathroom, and then we started walking down and just kind of looking at stuff, heading to World of Disney. By that time we got there, the line was pretty long.
It was all the
But it moved pretty fast.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with how the store is shaped, they're
only letting people
going
enter
in
at the... Is that the south door?
I think it's the
The one
west, the door on the west side. The one
closest
to
to
Starbucks. And the only exit you're allowed to use
is the one at
on
the top.
The one closest to the parks.
The other ones are closed. All the other doors are closed. They have cast members standing in front of them, so you can't even try to open them. They have stuff in front of them. They're closed. So we went in.
And that was where we were talking to Judith about the spirit jerseys.
Yeah. So we went in, and there's really no social distancing in the stores until you're in line. Everyone's just kind of madhouse going wherever. So
Again,
they did what they could.
Disney did
they're
their
limiting
part.
the amount of people in. As soon as so many people leave, they let more people in.
But again, Disney can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
If you're standing there looking at something and 5 other people come up and they're like pushing you around to get into this, it's...
They have signs up asking you not to touch things, but people still are doing it. They have signs up, please don't, be touching things. They
say
signs up,
limit your touching of things.
They have signs up to social distance reminder everywhere, in the stores and outside the stores. They had
when we say everywhere, we do literally
hand sanitizer
everywhere.
kiosks, different places. They
Hand
had
washing
hand washing
washing
stations
stations.
up. Every so many feet or whatever.
It's like the trash cans.
Yeah,
Kind
it's...
of.
I would honestly say that Disney did... I don't think there was anything Disney could have done differently to affect the social distancing and doing their part of making sure everyone could stayed safe.
They had that stuff, and if the lines get too long, they implement a virtual queue line where they take your phone number and then they text you when it's time to return to get in line. So that was what happened with Marceline's. Because it was a big long line for Marceline's. So when after we had dinner, which we went to Tortilla Joe's our first time, pay attention, look out for that video we're gonna do. And we also got ice cream at Salt and Straw. Oh, we need to do a video on the Salt and Straw. Which we had never done before. And we went to, Marceline's, we got our number, and then we went to World of Disney and got in line. We got through World of Disney. We're leaving World of Disney when I got the text to go to Marceline's. So we went out and went to Marceline's. And then after that, I had a couple of friends that were like, oh my God, they have the 65th anniversary. Can you go pick me up a Spirit jersey? So back to the World of Disney store.
Second time. We
And
only ended up getting one spirit jersey.
so, because they didn't have the size that the other girl needed, so I did get my friend her spirit jersey, and
then we got another friend a mask.
Yeah, she wanted the Donald mask, and she's gonna look for me the Pooh one because they didn't have any of the Pooh ones for adults.
And if
Just
they have it,
kids.
they're just gonna switch.
But yeah, so she's gonna try to find me a Pooh one. And
You want to walk around with poo on your face?
I do. Winnie the
gross.
Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, focus.
So what else did we do? And then it was pretty much time to leave.
Dad took pictures of the monorail
Station that was empty.
The
There
locked
was
and
no
empty monorail station.
We've seen it locked and empty before when it was when it's like closed like
Yeah,
before.
but
We've seen it like that before.
and the
Like when
parks are closed.
Yeah.
and-
It was just really sad when we were leaving, and we didn't get to go on any rides, but we got to sit there and experience Disney magic and enjoy Disney treats. And
because this happened to me,
go to
I
Walt
have
Disney
to
store.
I have to put this PSA in. Because of wearing the masks, you're going to be a lot warmer.
Hydrate. If you're gonna go to Disneyland when it opens, or Walt Disney World,
Or
the masks
anywhere.
Right, if you're going to be outside in a mask, hydrate really well. So things we learned, okay? The masks do affect you and make you warmer. They really do. So hydrate, because she got a little bit of heat sickness going on.
Which was not fun.
And also have multiple masks to wear because when you're sweating all day long,
They get
they
wet.
get really gross and yucky.
Mom and I were both wearing disabled.
Disposable ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say disabled masks. Disposable masks.
Wearing disposable ones.
No, I
And
was wearing a disabled Disney mask.
He was wearing the disabled Disney
I'm a
mask.
he, not a she. Thank you.
It's
Sorry, I'm
supposed to be
tired.
all the time.
He was wearing the disabled Disney mask.
And Mom and I think about like 5:30, something like that.
We probably should have replaced him sooner than we did.
Yeah.
But
Like I pulled my mask off and I was like,
it was all sweaty and yucky.
into the trash we go.
So have multiple masks. Hydrate really well. Take lots of breaks.
And don't forget, even if you don't think you're going to need them, bring your hats, your cooling towels, whatever you normally do to cool yourself off. Remember, you're going to be warmer because all this air is staying right here. It's not going anywhere else.
No.
Because
So
this
the heat,
is on your face.
The heat that you're exhaling that you normally move away from you is staying right at your face. So, definitely bring anything
It
that
does affect you. I don't care what anyone tells me. It does. Okay?
And I'm going to add this also for another thing. If you get told to bring a mobility scooter instead of a wheelchair, I highly suggest you do it. Because
That's oddly specific to just Jillian, though. We told her, take the wheelchair out of the car.
We'll take
put
the mobility scooter.
No, the wheelchair will be fine. The wheelchair will be fine.
I'll push you.
It'll be
It will
fine.
It's just downtown Disney.
it's not like we're going into the parks.
Disney, no matter what you're doing, is more walking than you think.
Whoop.
Always. Always more walking than you think.
We get about halfway through our day and I regret this immensely.
I don't think it even took halfway.
No, we got halfway to the Disney store and you were like going, yeah, this was a bad idea.
And I don't think I've ever touched my face so much in one day because of having to move the mask, to eat or drink, to readjust the mask as it would move as I was moving,
Because
or the
it
wind
was-
would move it, or
Oh.
the mask would move up because you're talking. It would like move up and down. I don't think I've ever touched my face more in a day. Honestly.
So the disposable masks that I was wearing, I had it sitting where it was supposed to be, and then I turned my head and turned it back to where I was facing forward, and it moved up.
Yeah, I mean,
I
so
was like,
the masks move. Like,
I pulled it down to where it was back to covering my chin, and then it popped off because it has the metal piece to where it adheres to your nose.
yeah, I don't think I've ever touched my face so much in
And
my
I
life.
was like, having to squish it down, and I was standing off to the side, and I was trying to like squish it down and make it to where it was sitting more comfortable and like attached to my face, and the security guard was standing there watching me, and I was like,
so they are watching people to make sure you keep them on.
I was like, I'm trying to keep it to where.
But yeah, it's take
it's-
breaks to where you're gonna sit down and eat something, drink some water, stay hydrated, have a snack.
Bring more than
Go
like
to-
5 bottles of water. Also.
Yeah, we didn't think we'd need a lot being in downtown Disney, but
Yes, definitely either bring plenty of water or expect to buy a lot.
so we into the parks we always bring more than what we took into downtown Disney, but it was pretty hot out, the sun was shining, we should have brought more.
Oh, the thing I think is funny is people from California were complaining it was like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
It was pretty hot still. What was your favorite part?
I know what mine
I
is.
would say eating at Tortilla Joe's. The food was really good. And
What was your least favorite part?
I'm gonna have to go with having to wear that mask. I did not enjoy wearing the mask. I did it.
We all did.
Yeah. Not pleased about it, but this is what we have to do to be part of Disney. So I would say it was practice for Disney World.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to go, was to get out and be in a real world environment that's going to be close and do a practice run. What was your favorite part?
Going into the Disney store.
World of Disney?
Yeah,
it was fun.
going into World of Disney.
Being back in there was so much fun. What was your least favorite part?
The part where I felt like I was gonna pass out
The
because
heat stroke?
I wasn't drinking enough water.
Because she got too overheated. So my favorite part.
And we didn't bring our cooling anything.
No, we should have, definitely.
I got a cooling hat and a cooling towel, and I didn't bring it.
Or
Next
your
time.
regular hat.
Next time.
My favorite part was just being able to be there and sit there in downtown Disney and hear the Disney music and see all the, I mean, there wasn't a ton of people there like there would normally be, like getting on and off the trams and
So Dad texted both me and Mom a picture of the
no line for the tram.
Of where the waiting area for the tram, and said, "Look, there's no line for the tram."
So like normally there's people
Well,
getting on and off the trams.
I got no line for the team. She got no line for the tram.
I don't know why it autocorrected hers and not Melissa's. Or didn't autocorrect Melissa's and autocorrected hers. I don't know why.
I don't know either. But so there was still some people there, not as much as normal, but you had, and the Disney cast members were out cleaning everything, and there was people, the plaids walking around, the customer service people walking around in case you needed anything, and I'm guessing that's why they were there. There were security guards everywhere. There was the guys in the dress shirts controlling things everywhere.
Yeah, there were supervisors all over the place.
So
There must have been.
and like
I would
cast
say-
members every couple of feet, I swear, everywhere.
It almost seemed like, okay, we don't have anything for you to do in the park, but let's get you guys
See
working.
how many
doing
people we can have work in downtown Disney.
so that way we can all get you guys some hours.
Because we talked to a couple cast members. One said she was normally in DCA. That's where she normally worked, not in downtown Disney. We asked her if there's any hints or tips on opening. She said no, they hadn't heard anything yet. So
But then again, when we got notification that Disney World was opening up,
I think the cast members were the last ones to know.
There were cast members that actually learned about it from watching various
YouTubers and
YouTubers.
vloggers.
And there went Hey, why aren't you telling us?
Wait a minute.
It's our jobs.
Cast members are the last to know.
How come we're not finding out about this from our bosses?
We're finding out this from people who go to the parks.
And they're going, wait a minute, where are you guys getting this information? Disneyland's website? Or, Disney's
Disney
website?
World's Disney's website. So,
These
in
vloggers.
my least favorite part was not being able to go into the park. I
I was
think.
gonna say your child almost passing out.
Yeah, no.
Being able to see Space Mountain,
And not
Matterhorn.
go on it.
Radiator Springs Racers, and not being able to go on any of them.
It was a really bad feeling.
Not being on. Okay, I'm gonna say
I could
something.
fix yours. I knew how to fix your issue.
I'm gonna say something that no one's ever gonna hear me say again. Not being able to go on Splash Mountain.
She was actually so hot, she would have went on Splash Mountain.
That's what she
Twice! I was willing to go on Splash Mountain twice!
She was even joking that she would have gone on the boat that sank in Disney World. She was like, I would have even stayed in the boat.
She did. She said that. She said I would have stayed in the boat because the people were saying they got out.
I don't care if I would have drowned. I would have stayed in that boat.
You're not gonna drown. The water's only like this deep.
I'm just saying.
So even if you're sitting in the boat, you're still only gonna come up to about here on you.
I don't care. I'll go swimming.
So hit that subscribe for us. It really helps out our channel. Hit that like for the video if you like it. Hit the dislike if you don't.
Definitely hit the like if you laughed with us or
Yeah.
laughed at us.
Hit that bell icon to be notified when we upload a video or go live. And remember, all of August, every day this month, you're going to get sick of us, I promise. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new here,
Welcome to the crew.
and we really appreciate all of the support that we get from you all.
And if you thought we were funny, tell your friends.
Tell your enemies, we don't care.
Tell your coworkers if you can. If you're not going to get in trouble at work for it.
Yeah, we don't want you to get in trouble at work.
No. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a magical day. Make sure you hit that subscribe and the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video or go live. You can become a patron on our Patreon page and support Disabled Disney. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all the likes, comments, and subscribes. And if you haven't yet, give us a like, give us a comment, and thank you again. Click on the video in your right-hand corner to see more from Disabled Disney.